That's Luscious and Limey. They've been in here for 30 seconds. And Luscious says, that's an interesting nest box. Now this is the same cage Luscious was in with Vistus, but I changed the nest box, different nest box. I don't know, it just seems to me like changing it up would make sure she doesn't, you know, associate the last failure with that nest box. So that's probably just me thinking like a human though, so I don't know. But I was going to wait for another week or two to bring Luscious in, but she was attracting males in the big flight cage, which means that she's getting ready to breed, making herself available. So I thought, well, let's put her in here and get things going. There's Kobe, looking very handsome, proud father of many, many eggs. Let's see what Coco's doing. Oh, we're up to 4. Looking good, this thing. This is Izod and Matilda's last day in the breeding shed. Tomorrow, their oldest chick will be 25 days old, which means both their chicks will be 25 days old because they were both born on the same day. So they're going to go into a fledgling cage. Matilda is the only female I've had that actually attacked one of her chicks because I left them in there too long. She was ready to start breeding again and she was striving to drive it away. These two look good, hale and hearty and ready to go. I probably won't be filling their cage because as the weather warms up, the top cages in the stack suffer much more from the heat than the bottom 2 cages, so I'm going to try and use the lower cages, especially since our population in here is going to thin out quite a bit. This is Breezy and Pie. Breezy wanders over and peers into the nest box every now and then, but I don't see a lot happening. She may not be feeling well. I don't know. These two are also, their oldest chick is also going to be 25 days old tomorrow. The problem with that, they have a chick that's much younger than that, though. And on top of that, I can hear her babies calling and tweedling for food when she goes into the nest box, so she hasn't thought about stopping feeding them yet. And on top of that, I have Racine back in the fledgling cage in the kitchen because her youngest chick, the little clear body, has something wrong with a leg or a foot and is very dejected and depressed. So I put Mama back in there to keep her going. And we're kind of waiting for the little one to resolve whatever issue it is. She injures herself or something. So here is Razzle. I discovered his one and only chick going splay yesterday or the day before, I can't remember which, and I've been fighting to keep tape on its legs. What I finally did, I put it on, Mom pulls it off, I put it on, Mom pulls it off. What I finally did was last night, right when it was getting dark, I took him in and taped him up again, and it stayed on all night. And when I came out this morning, although he had freed one foot, the tape was on him still. So I put it on again in hopes that she had finally gotten used to seeing the tape on him and would leave it there. I caught his splay right at the critical moment. The hip was going. I actually had to bend it and it kind of popped back into place. But so I stoked up their calcium in their water, and let's see how the little guy's doing. Oh, he's looking better. Oh, definitely. That leg is still sticking out. I'll probably take him and tape him again tonight. But it's closer. The hip is closer to where it should be. He's looking better. He's got tape on one foot, I can see, but he pulled the other foot out. Yeah, he's trying to keep that leg under him now, and those hips are back in place mostly. So I think if I tape him one more time tonight after she goes to sleep so she won't immediately pull it off again, hopefully by tomorrow morning he won't need the tape anymore. Here is Gray. And let's see what Miss Cloudy is doing in here with her masses of babies. How are these little guys doing? Out you go, Missy. Oh, they're looking good. Yeah. Definitely, I see wings that look normal. Even the big guy, even the oldest chick's wings look normal. The little one looks good. He says, leave my babies alone. Says, all right, I won't mess with them. Squawk, squawk. He says, I will kill you. All right. Those babies look good. I'm not worried about them anymore. Here is Stratus. And his 2 chicks by Hyacinth are in the big flight cage and turning out to be quite tall. And one of the reasons I named Stratus is because he's a tall, lean bird. But tall is good. When you're looking to create size in a flock, tall birds can get you a long ways. Let's see what Marine's doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Stop there, Marine. 6 is plenty enough. Oh, look. Miss Laurel here is spending more and more time outside of the box because her babies are getting big enough and it's warm enough so she doesn't have to sit on them anymore. Look at that little pile of chicks. Hi, baby boo. He says, what you doing? Anything? I'm trying to pick somebody up here. They're looking good. That's a little yellow base bird. He has a recessive pied spot on him for some reason. Ooh! Oh. I won't pick you. He says, you gonna feed me? Feed me. I'm cute. No, I'm not gonna feed you. Your mama's gonna feed you. I have one more. The youngest baby still needs to be banded in here, but I think he has another day to go before he gets banded. So we had a tragedy yesterday. This was Fluffy and Sprite. I cleaned out Fluffy's box for the first time, put the wood pine shavings in it, and she massacred her babies. Clearly she thought that there had been an invasion and she was, you know, reacting. I've never had a hen do that before, but clearly Fluffy's a little sensitive. The other thing is I also moved their cage. It was over here, and a couple of days ago I moved it over to the top of this stack. So maybe just a little bit too much messing with that poor girl. She was a mess. Both of them were a mess, covered with blood and the whole thing. And she actually stopped short of killing her youngest 2 chicks, probably realizing partway through that she was killing her own babies and stopped, but it was too late. They were pretty badly maimed, so I went ahead and put them down. I took her and Sprite in and cleaned them up and kept them inside overnight, because I'm sure they were kind of shocky. I mean, there's an inclination to want to go, oh, you horrible, horrible bird. But it was instinct that drove her to do that, and I'm sure that she is grieving for the babies that she lost. She didn't realize what she was doing when she was doing it. She just saw that her nest box had been invaded, and she went into protection mode, you know. So I'm sure that she misses all those babies, and next time I'm taking note. So I can't stop cleaning out boxes entirely just because one hen reacted badly, because I'm really into the hygiene thing. Babies sitting around on baby poo is not a good way for them to grow up. It doesn't generate health, and I've had so many illnesses that were, you know, spread by poo that there's just no way I can do that. So I'm going to do a couple things. First of all, now I know that Fluffy's kind of hypersensitive and a nervous mom. So I'm going to be handling her much less. I will put wood chips in her box. What I found is that I can sprinkle some wood chips in there, and if it's not too much, they'll leave them in there so that she'll be used to seeing some in there. And I will wait until her chicks are older before I clean out the box. So usually I do it when the oldest chick is 2 weeks old. I may wait for an extra 4 or 5 days. I won't ever move her cage, and I'll keep an eyeball peeled to make sure she doesn't go into maniac mode. So, but for right now, they're just back out in the big flight. They're clearly both a little dazed and confused. They lost a whole family, and they're probably really confused as to why. It'll, you know, I'll give them a month or more before I try them again. I'm really disappointed because they had some beautiful chicks, and I gotta tell you, finding that mess in that box was just gruesome. But, you know, we do the best we can with these guys, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So it's balancing, you know, keeping the chicks in filth to you know, not disturbing the hens too much. So, you know, I'll find the balance. But I did not see that coming. I've never had a hen react that way to having her nest box cleaned. So I'm really sad. I feel sorry for Fluffy and Sprite. But, you know, we'll clean up the mess and move on. So here is Haverty and Lacey. This is one of the first times I've seen Lacey out of that box. She spends so much time in there that I'm a little worried that A, she thinks she's getting ready to start laying again, or B, Haverty is chasing her in there because he wants to breed her every time she comes out of the box. Either way, her fledge date for her babies, and they're both the same age, is, I think is Wednesday the 9th, which is just a few days away. And I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow when I pull some of the other pairs for the fledgling cages, I'm going to pull Haverty and put him out in the big flight and leave her to care for the 2 babies on her own, just to make sure we're not getting to a place where she's going to want to try and drive the chicks out and start breeding again. And to make sure that Haverty isn't harassing her to a point where, you know, she can't come out of her box anymore. See? Watch. He definitely tries to breed her every time she comes out of the box. And he is a lot bigger than her. She's a tiny little thing. She weighed 44 grams when I got her, and she got up to 54 grams when she was breeding weight, whereas Haverty probably weighs 75. So, I don't know, maybe he's not harassing her too much. Anyway, just the amount of time she spends in that box, she should be coming out and spending more time out. So, like, Sky over here is definitely spending a lot more time out of the cage. So, did you look at Sky's babies? Sky's babies are big. Her oldest chick is just huge. And you see him in there? He, like, takes up half the box. So, I'll have to take him out. So she's spending a lot less time in the box because she's out feeding babies. But look at that little guy. He's alive. Oh, look. There's your world out here. Quick, put me back in the box. Cute, cute, cute. Baby number 2 is getting big too. Look at that. Our little pied. And baby number 3 is fat and sassy, but still pretty little. But a pretty baby. Yes, he is. So, I got some gorgeous chicks there. Okay. Oh, so let's take a look at these 2. Oh, she goes in right when I... After all that time. Scoot, scoot, Missy. Scoot, scoot. So, I am not at all sure that this is a yellow-based bird because his yellow is so faint. And because his tail looks kind of cobaltish. I mean, he might be a yellow face instead of a yellow-based bird. We'll see. And the other thing that occurred to me is, I don't know, I was assuming the color I'm working with is green, but we don't know that at all. Let me see. And here's this little one. Look at all those pin feathers. I see, I think it's gray. I think a gray one. I was thinking, you know, we're dealing with green birds, but the fact is Lacey is a lacewing, so she has no body color that's visible. That doesn't mean the body color isn't in there, it's just not visible to us. So it's entirely possible that Lacey is a gray-green underneath there rather than a green. She could have dark factors. All kinds of things could be going on there that she would contribute to the chick, but that wouldn't show on her. So we don't really know what that chick's going to be. The only thing we know about Lacey for sure is that she's a yellow-based bird. Because if she was white-based, she would be white. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Sparky. Hi, Sparks. How are you doing? He's so full and fat. Look at him sitting up there. He's going to pop. He's got a big pigeon chest on him. And his little Lilith is sitting on her 4 eggs. They are due to start hatching on the 10th, I believe, is the date for the first egg. And that is just 4 or 5 days away. So we have another round of nests to hatch. That will be Sparky here. And then 2 days later, Marine and Stratus. And then 2 days after that, Kobe and Coco. So we got a whole new round of families getting ready to start hatching out eggs. And I hope these two will start laying. This may be the first time that Luscious has seen a fertile male since she came to me, because I matched her up with Dusty, who was infertile, and Vistus, who was infertile. So it'll be interesting to see how she behaves and what kind of nest she creates when she's dealing with a fertile male, because Limey is fertile. So look at these two. She's definitely a blue, but I don't think any of her babies are so far, but at least the first and the second are both gray. So it would depend on whether gray split to blue or not. So, okay, that's it for today.